Then you think, right? They're the 8th seed, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to be playing more away games.
Yeah, right.
So doesn't this kind of work in their favor in a way as well? Because they get Kyrie on the away games. So
Yeah,
4
I
out of the
guess.
7 games.
Yeah.
That's tricky. That's so tricky. This has
Get
been
to
such a
rest,
weird season, hasn't it? Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Aftermath podcast. Here in front of me, I have Oak Soe Nathan.
What's up? It's your
And-
boy.
Yeah, your boy. Your boy's leaving. Nah, kidding. And it's me, Paolo. And you know, there's been some interesting stuff going on in the NBA. As you all know, the NBA trading deadline has finished.
Yeah.
A lot of big moves as well as little moves that are small incremental changes that may determine if a certain team will win the championship or not.
Yeah.
Sorry for you Lakers fans. I don't think you guys are going to win the chip this year. And I don't want to be the guy pointing fingers at who, but
That's pretty obvious, right? I feel like.
I think so.
Always.
And it's kind of sad because I was rooting for LeBron James to kind of do a nice playoff run because he's been hashtagging like washed king and like keep doubting us because they're all oldies and stuff.
That's true. Like they started off like quite well, right, at the start of the season, but then
relatively
slowly
well.
declined.
There has been a lot of injuries to the team. Like right now, they're out with Carmelo Anthony out.
Yeah.
And then I do believe like Anthony Davis was pretty much
Anthony
injured
Davis.
throughout the whole season
That
until now.
guy's always
He's like
injured.
a glass cannon, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyways, this is how we're gonna do the thing. We're gonna talk about the trades.
Sure,
and then,
sure.
Like
Give
we'll
your
rate
input in it.
Give it A, B, C, D. D obviously is the worst. You know, like maths class, right?
Sure. Okay.
But it goes up to F. Hey.
Goes up to F. Yeah. Let's go. We've not felt that in
Yeah.
a while.
Are you sure?
All right. Go for it, man.
And then we will talk about each trade and who won the trade as well.
Yeah.
And then, do you want to do speculations on who?
Sure, we can do that. And
Yeah.
like relative to the West or Eastern Conference, like how
Sure.
well they will perform.
Sure.
And if we can even, I'll ask you like who you're going for at the end.
Yeah.
I think I know who it is because you're a bandwagon.
I
Just joking.
Dude, I've been following the Bucks for ages.
Dude, Oak Soe Nathan. This guy was the biggest 76ers Ben Simmons fan. All of a sudden.
Hey, I liked Ben
Dude,
Simmons.
You
and
love Ben Simmons.
But he's being anyway, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Right, we'll get to that.
Sure. All right.
All right, let's go with number one. We're not gonna go through all the trades. We're just gonna go through all the relevant
no
ones,
particular
right?
order as well.
Yeah. So on the February 10th, the Hornets acquired Montrezl Harrell, and the Wizards got Vernon Carey Jr., Ish Smith, and a 2023 second round pick, which is Boston's pick via Charlotte. What do you think about this?
Hornets. Well, Montrezl Harrell, he's very good in the pick and roll. So I think that pairs very well when you've got a playmaker like LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier.
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball does play more on ball.
Yeah.
And then the Wizards, Ish Smith, I don't know. I think it just...
To be honest,
Doesn't
I have no
seem
idea
like-
who they are.
Yeah, like Ish Smith, I know he's got like some nice handles as well.
Right. There's a guard, is it?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm just looking at the moment.
Yeah.
Wizards, like they were performing so well at the start of the year. Like they were
Yeah.
like top 3 seed.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I like with Kyle Kuzma was in the Wizards as well, right? They had like a new core of like
Yeah,
pretty young
they
players.
pretty much got Lakers
Pretty-
engine from
Yeah.
that Russell Westbrook
pretty
trade.
much.
So Russell Westbrook they were traded for
Harrell.
Dinwiddie.
No.
no
Was it
to the
Harrell?
Lakers. So
Oh, yeah,
initially,
sorry.
yeah.
Initially, yeah.
So Russell Westbrook went over for like Harrell.
Yeah.
Who else you got? Oops.
This is going so well.
No, Montrezl Harrell. Who? Oh yeah, of course, Caldwell Pope and then Kuzma. So like that kind of core, right?
Yeah.
And it was going so well, but Bradley Beal has faced a couple injuries.
Yeah.
He's actually injured at the moment.
Yeah.
Which there are in the talks of saying whether they should trade him or not
That's true.
because you know, he is getting older and he is one of the more premier like shooting guards as well.
Yeah.
And they have some nice picks. I know you like the Japanese guy.
Oh,
from the
Rui
Wizards.
Hachimura.
Yeah.
He's a
When he
pretty
got drafted.
solid young player. No.
He was injured at the start of the year as well.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people, especially with this kind of unorthodox COVID
Mm.
times, like
Yeah.
people do have to sit out because of COVID.
Mm.
It's kind of hard to get a chemistry going. But yeah, it's kind of sad to see the
Yeah.
Wizards fall a little bit.
For me, like the Hornets, like Montrezl Harrell, right? He's been balling. He's been averaging 14.9 per game. Was it? Let me just check his numbers.
Yeah.
He's been averaging a total of 14.2 points per game.
Yeah.
6.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty solid.
He's not the starting center as well.
Yeah,
and
right.
like I think he's one of those guys where the numbers doesn't necessarily reflect their impact on the court.
That's true.
Like a Marcus Smart or a Draymond Green.
Right.
And Draymond Green was like an all-star this year.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things because like, you know, NBA or basketball metrics and analytics doesn't always like reflect how good a player is.
Yeah.
But yeah, what
So-
other trades you got?
Who won the trade though? Like,
I don't. I think they both pretty equal.
yeah.
Just because like I think Wizards are just trying to get rid of like they're just trying to
Like,
space their like
contract,
contract.
yeah.
Their
Right.
contracts out.
Okay.
Because I think they may be looking at more of a rebuild, or they're trying to get some like picks to trade off for the next season. Because it seems like they're kind of throwing the season away, although they're still within the playoff hunt.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah,
Cool. Okay.
what do you reckon?
To be honest, I'm not too sure about this trade. I wasn't like really following the Wizards or the Hornets. So I think for me, just looking at Montrezl Harrell, I feel like Hornets won.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who the other guys are.
There's a saying. It's like whoever got the best player in the trade,
Yeah.
regardless of what was traded,
Yeah.
they won.
They
So
won.
yeah, that's
So so the next is a 4-team trade, a 4-way trade, between the Bucks, the Clippers, the Kings, and the Pistons. So the Bucks got Serge Ibaka, second round pick from Sacramento, second round pick from Detroit,
Yep.
and some cash considerations. Clippers got Rodney Hood, Semi Ojeleye, and Venja Marinkovic. And the Kings got Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Jackson, Trey Lyles, David Mishino, is it? Mishino?
Yeah.
From LA, and a second round pick. And the Pistons got Marvin Bagley, the third.
All right.
Who do you think won this one?
Honestly, I think the Bucks kind of won this trade
Yeah.
because they did get Serge Ibaka, although he hasn't been again healthy the entire seasons he was in the Clippers.
That's true.
He has championship pedigree, winning the championship in 2020.
He's
Oh,
a
sorry,
veteran,
2021.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
2019. Sorry.
2019 with the Raptors, right?
When Kawhi was with the Raptors, right?
Yeah.
And I think he's not necessarily a stretch four, but he's a great defensive presence, and he can still kind of stretch the floor.
Yeah.
And he's a willing defender. Like, it's just it's cool for the Bucks as well to get all these picks, and I think they're just trying to build up some of their assets for some trades later on.
Yeah.
Clippers, they didn't do too bad as well. They got Rodney Hood. I think he's one of the more underrated players. He's like not really kind of he hasn't developed his game to as well as how everyone wanted him to.
Yeah, right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, like 2018 when LeBron carried the Cavs
Yeah.
to like Kevin Durant and that Golden State Warriors team, all the like sport analytics were like Rodney Hood has to step up, and meanwhile this is kind of like one of his first times in the playoffs as well, which was unfair on him.
Right.
Kings, honestly, I don't know what the hell these guys are doing. We'll talk about it a bit later on, but they trade Tyrese Halliburton as well.
Yeah, in a different trade.
And that guy was just so committed to Sacramento, a small market team, which is very rare.
Yeah, I'm very like confused why, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, and it's funny because the Kings were defending Marvin Bagley so much, saying like, "Oh no, he is a great pick." Like,
that's true. Yeah,
they basically traded him for some cookies and chips.
Yeah, the fact that he can, they could have gotten Luka, is it?
Luka, they could have got Trae Young.
Yeah,
the list goes on.
Damn.
But he was a good prospect coming out of college. It's just he hasn't really kind of translated to the NBA as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still would say like, the Bucks kind of won this.
The Bucks won this. I think like even like Dante DiVincenzo is a solid 3-point.
He is.
shooter, right?
Yeah.
But recently he hasn't really been doing very well. So I don't know what these trades to me. I don't think they're gonna move the needle for the Kings. I feel like they'll get into the playoffs, but that's it.
The Kings are gonna get into the playoffs.
Sure.
Hopefully,
I'm
that's
sure
what they're gunning
they
for,
have
right?
Sabonis, right? So
Sabonis is nice,
Yeah.
Sabonis is nice.
Yeah.
I just gotta still give it to the Bucks.
The Bucks,
And it's just because their team kind of already looks complete. Like if you look at their championship run last year, they've got pretty much everyone except for maybe PJ Tucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Serge Ibaka will be nice, especially God forbid Portis or Lopez, who's actually injured at the moment, is injured again in the playoffs, or Giannis gets injured. He could play some meaningful minutes.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes when people look at these trades, they're just like, oh man, what's he gonna average? How?
That's true.
But they got to consider he's probably not gonna be playing a crazy amount of minutes.
Sure.
But just enough to kind of get them over the hurdle.
Definitely. Yeah. So what would you say this? I mean, this is pretty hard, isn't it? That's 4 different teams.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, the
tricky.
Pistons definitely lost this, right? I would just say.
I think the Pistons, they're just trying to get another number 1.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what would you say? C for all of them? C average.
Look. Yeah, sure.
Sure.
It's nothing anything crazy that will move their playoff contentions or anything like that.
Okay.
I just think Bucks maybe get a C+, maybe a B-.
Sure.
Because Serge Ibaka, nice, but did get a couple picks with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm trying to find the Kings and the Sabonis trade, right?
Right.
So that happened on the February 8th.
Was it just a straight up swap? Was it or
3. So the Pacers got Tyrese Haliburton, Buddy Hield, Tristan Thompson, and the Kings got DeMontis Sabonis, Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and a 2023 second round.
Oh my
pick.
god, bro! I think.
So,
okay, yeah. Sorry, continue. Yeah.
For me, right, I always felt that Tyrese Haliburton was always going to be untouchable.
Yeah.
Because remember when De'Aaron Fox was injured and he was averaging 19 points a game?
Yeah.
And I always felt that this guy was someone that they were gonna rebuild with.
Yeah.
Him and Fox together.
Yep.
So when I felt like if you were gonna trade Haliburton, you might as well get a top 20 player in the league, not in a package, right? I'm just saying
he's shooting 40% from the 3, and he's so young.
He's young, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's very smart as well on the court, and to get back, what I see here at the moment, Sabonis is a really good. He's one of the best offensive big men in the league.
I think so. I think he's one of the more underrated. He didn't make All-Star this year, but
I think he's definitely the best player in this trade.
Yeah.
But if you look at the long term, I feel like Haliburton could be better, and
I think
they should have just stuck
his
with
upside,
him.
right?
The
his
upside
potential
is very high.
I'm so confused with this trade, man.
Yeah.
Because not only did they just trade Tyrese Haliburton, but Buddy Hield. This guy is such a good shooter, man. I just think Sacramento, I don't know what they're doing, because now they're getting Jeremy Lamb, which is nice for size, and he can play in the perimeter as well.
Sure.
Justin Holiday is nice as well, but to get rid of Buddy Hield as well, especially extending his contract. It seemed like they were going to be long term. They were going to build off Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox, right?
De'Aaron Fox, yeah.
Buddy Hield's, his 3-point percentages are great. There's a lot of comparisons made to Bradley Beal kind of tier of a player.
Yeah.
The Kings, I'm just really scratching my head, so I still gotta give it to the Pacers for this.
Sure, yeah.
The Pacers are nice. They've got some nice rookies.
Yeah,
they still have Miles Turner as their center.
That's true.
Yeah.
They haven't looking at them, they haven't not been in a playoff in a while. They haven't tanked. They've always
they're trying, and you always kind of respect teams for that.
Definitely, yeah.
Because it's obvious. To see what teams were tanking.
Definitely, yeah.
What rating would you give?
I mean, Buddy Hield was always pushing for a trade. He wanted to get out of Sacramento for a while. The same as DeMontis Sabonis.
But to say they get Sabonis for that, Buddy Hield and Tyrese Haliburton.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like Haliburton shouldn't have been in there. Right now, if you look at the trades, it's fine. Because I mean, like, even look at the 2023 second round pick, right?
Yeah.
That's nothing. That's
True,
you're
true,
not gonna
true.
get anything out of that. So for me, I feel like this doesn't move the needle for the Kings.
Yeah.
They'll probably make it into the playoffs with this kind of like squad, but they'll probably get knocked out in the first round. I don't think this.
I don't even, to be honest, I don't even think they're gonna make. If anything, they may make the play-in tournament. So
Yeah.
if you're like 7th to, I believe, 10th seed.
Sure.
7, 8,
Yeah.
9, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to play for basically the 8th spot.
Definitely. Yeah.
I think they may be able to make that, but
Mm.
to say that they're a lock in for the playoffs, because you still got like Mavs, and even
That's true.
we'll talk about this in a sec, but the New Orleans and Trailblazers trade. So they got, so if we look at it, right, the Pelicans, they get CJ McCollum,
Sure. Yeah.
Larry Nance, Tony Snell, and then the Blazers get Josh Hart,
Okay.
Alexander, one of the Alexander Walkers, and then they got first round picks, second round picks from 2026 to 2027.
Yeah.
The 2022 first round pick is going to be protected as well. But it's just, to me, when I look at a trade like this, I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like,
This is just
that's-
Jazz and the Blazers.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
like,
right.
Pelicans definitely won this. Because I think we talked about the word underrated a lot, but
Yeah.
CJ McCollum is actually one of the most underrated shooting guards.
That's true. Yeah.
If he hadn't been injured for this year and even last year, I think he would have been an all-star.
Yeah.
If you see the way he plays, he's really twitchy and like really crafty. And
Yeah.
Pelicans, they definitely needed a playmaker, especially getting rid of like Lonzo for them last year, because Lonzo's in the Bulls now.
Yeah.
And it kind of is a way of telling, hey, Zion Williamson, we're trying our best to fucking like
Yeah.
have a good team. We've got
They're not tanking.
they're not tanking.
for
I don't
sure,
think so.
yeah.
No, they still got Ingram. Ingram's
That's
still
true.
bowling. It's because their
Yeah.
record is kind of terrible.
Yeah.
Well, not terrible now, but bad that he didn't make All-Star.
Sure. Yeah.
But that lineup of like Zion Williamson, CJ McCollum, perimeters, and then you got Ingram again. Like it
It's a
looks like
decent
it's kind of
team,
coming
isn't it?
together.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think they're really trying to
Zion's
retain Zion.
Still injured, isn't he?
Zion's still injured.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's still injured? Just real quick.
I mean,
It's
he's
a bit
pretty
heavy.
like big man. Like he hasn't been taking care of his body as much as he
It
should.
doesn't
right?
seem so, right?
Yeah. I mean, like New Orleans, like the food there is good.
Yeah.
Apparently. So I mean, I don't blame him.
And,
But
and one thing as well I noticed
Yeah.
with the Pelicans team,
yeah,
have you noticed there's not kind of any veteran on there?
that's
So there's no one to
yeah.
kind of help guide them or anything like
Right.
that.
Right.
Um,
I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's
and it's
true.
such a small market town, so if you're trying to build your brand and you're trying to get all these endorsement deals, like
yeah,
you'd have to be
Yeah.
either really talented, like
Yeah.
a Zion. Not to say Ingram's not talented, but Zion was just popping since he was coming from high school then to Duke.
If you look at how well John Morant is carrying the
Oh my god.
Memphis, like who is like third seed in the West right
Yeah.
now, and like how well he's playing,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like if we were able to go back in the draft, I'll probably pick John Morant over Zion just because of his durability right now.
Yeah, I know. And the best ability is availability. And
Definitely.
Zion Williamson. Oh man. But I would love to see him back.
Yeah.
Would
that's
love
true.
to see him like dunking again. It would
That's
be great.
true. I mean, there was news of him reconnecting with his old Duke teammates in New York, right?
Yeah.
But we kind of felt that was going to happen, but
Yeah.
oh well.
I mean, who knows? New York, they kind of have the assets at the moment, and their record's not the best right now.
Yeah.
But what New York actually acquired, just real quick, they acquired Cam Reddish from the Hawks,
Oh right, okay.
and they traded
Oh yeah.
Knox,
Yeah, right, Kevin
right?
Knox.
So
yeah.
they got Cam Reddish, RJ
Yeah.
Barrett. This is the Duke team that Zion Williamson played in before he got drafted. So
Sure.
he's trying to like lure them in. Look, these are your homies. Come, please join. Which would be a good market and a good situation for him. But
Sure, yeah.
yeah, so that Pelicans Blazers trade, I think Pelicans kind of
Yeah.
got that one.
I'm not exactly sure what Blazers are trying to do here, right? They
think-
got rid of a bunch of players, good
Yeah.
players, and what did they get back? Like literally,
Because I think
nothing.
with McCollum they were paying like 30+ million for
Yeah,
him a
right.
year.
So it's just like a salary dump. is it?
Yeah, salary dump pretty much, and it seems
okay.
that they are going to still keep Damian Lillard or hope to keep
Sure,
him and just
sure.
build around him.
Sure.
Because the the youngin there, the playing point guard at the moment.
Yeah.
I think his name's Simmons.
Oh,
He's
okay.
kind of been balling out as well, although they haven't
Right.
been like winning a lot.
Sure.
Like he's showing a lot of potential. So
For me, I feel like this is just another year where Dame is like wasting his like prime.
I know.
So
I think that Dame with Joel Embiid is not
Yeah.
gonna happen anymore, because we all know what happened with that
yeah,
trade.
yeah. Like look at the other guy that they got, Joe Ingles. He has an ACL, right? He has an ACL injury.
Yeah.
Not going to be much use to the Blazers at the moment, and I don't know, like, what the timeline would be, like, what they're trying to do right now. Are they trying to rebuild, or are they trying to,
Yeah.
be competitive in the playoffs? I don't know. So, what do you think?
With the Blazers,
Yeah.
I don't think. I think this year they're just throwing it away.
Yeah.
They've got to be. Unfortunate stuff. It's interesting because Damian Lillard has got to be one of the most loved players, I think, in the NBA. And like you were saying earlier, it is a bit sad to see him kind of get another year wasted.
Of his
And
prime, yeah.
all those rumors from back then about the trade with Ben Simmons to get him to Philadelphia, I think it would have paired up quite well with maybe Joel Embiid.
That's true.
But we know now that that's not happening
not
at all,
happening.
is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to just go deep into that real quick?
Yeah. We can do that. We can do
So-
that.
All right.
Or do you want to go through the Mavs and the Wizards and the other?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Let's
Let's do that first, because we'll leave the Philly stuff until
Philly stuff, yeah. A lot of venting will go on. No, I'm joking. Yeah.
Alright, well, we have two more trades that we want to go through before we go to Philly and Brooklyn. So this trade is the Celtics.
Yeah.
They acquired Derek White, and the Spurs got Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, 2022 first round pick, 2028 first round pick swap. What do you think about this?
Getting Derek White for the Celtics, I think is great. Especially with the 8-game win streak that the Celtics is currently on at the time of this recording.
Yeah.
I think it is great. They definitely needed another playmaker.
Okay.
And Derek White, especially being put in that Spurs system with Greg Popovich, will be able to like kind of help them in the playmaking side.
Right.
And I'm not talking about like finding his own shot, which he can do. More so like creating shots for others.
Right.
Because I think if you look at the Celtic offense, like they kind of rely on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum so much.
Yeah.
And it is good, especially what they'd expect to be a very good fourth quarter.
Sure.
But yeah, they've actually been losing all their games in the fourth quarter. But I mean, the Spurs, we're looking at Josh Richardson, a nice 3-and-D guy, Romeo Langford. It just seems like the Spurs are kind of rebuilding at this point.
That's true.
Yeah, because they did trade a couple. They did trade they got rid of DeRozan, and now he's having a balling out year with the Bulls.
I think one thing for sure is like the Celtics the defense will be quite good with Marcus Smart, Derek White. I think that's a pretty good defensive team. I feel like they did give up quite a bit of people for Derek White.
Yeah, it is quite a lot.
Yeah. Whether that pays off in the end, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Derek White is a solid player. He's averaging 14.4 points per game.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. I think he's one of the main players in Spurs, right? Next to what's the other guy?
DeJounte Murray. Congratulations to him. His first time All-Star now.
All-Star, yeah. Interesting.
But if you look at what else the Celtic got before the trade deadline, I think it was they got rid of Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, right.
They sent him to the Rockets.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Rockets are going to have any use for him because he's only on that 1-year deal.
Yeah, that's true.
If you guys do remember that he did have that deal with the Lakers.
Yeah.
And then that didn't go through because he wanted to bet on himself instead of taking that extension from the Lakers, and now he took kind of like a minimum out.
Yeah.
And now I think they're just going to like buy him out. And then I think there are going to be some other teams that are going to be chasing him.
That's true.
I think even like Lakers might want to try get him again because it's not really working well with Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
He's not much of a 3-point shooter, Russell Westbrook, and it's kind of sad to see like Laker fans hate on him for not shooting threes when you knew what you were getting when you got Russell Westbrook.
I mean, he's one of the guys that gets one of the most hate.
Yeah.
In the league. So wherever he goes, he's gonna get hate. I thought he was doing quite well in with the Wizards with Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal.
Quite well.
That's the thing with Russell Westbrook, isn't it? Like I think the second half of the season is when he kind of figures out like his role in the team and he starts like blitzing it. Like if you look at the Rockets, for example, and then like you were saying the Wizards. But I think he's just like he just kind of lose his cool sometimes, and like especially like the fourth quarter, like so many unnecessary turnovers.
That's true.
I think it's more so because he can only play in one pace. But who am I to say? I'm not any like basketball expert or anything like that.
Did you realize Ernest Cantar changed his name to Ernest Freedom?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who's this guy?
Yeah, I know. I think it was during that like Black Lives Matter movement, or like just after that, but also making reference to all the kind of turmoil going around in the world.
But
he's probably not that it matters, but he's not like the best kind of advocate for freedom.
That's true.
Just because like he has a lot of controversial like interviews, and he like like this one interview he was talking about how like the playoffs get him hard and he's like rubbing his nipples and you're just like, what? Okay, and you're for but good for him, good for him.
So the last trade we'll go through before the Philly is Mavs. They got rid of Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah.
And
so funny.
They got Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans from it, like two guys who's been playing the worst basketball in their lives right now, probably because they haven't been gelling with the Wizards like the rest of the crew there. But the Wizards got Porzingis and a 2022 second round pick, which probably will be nothing. So what do you think about this?
I think that the Mavericks won this. And I know you're saying like Spencer Dinwiddie and Bertans haven't been having like the best season.
Yeah.
In Spencer Dinwiddie, you are getting like another playmaker.
Yeah.
So you're not relying on like Luka.
That's true.
To pretty much do everything.
Sure.
Although Brogdon has been playing well as well, but as you go deeper into like playoff runs, you do need a lot more playmakers.
Yeah.
Especially in this day and age, ones that can kind of pull up from three or get to the mid range.
Yeah.
Davis Bertans as well is a nice kind of 3-point shooter as well. He's lengthy, so you can switch him in the like power forward, small forward position, which gets a lot more interesting in the playoffs because that's kind of what the Mavs were struggling with. Because unfortunately, Kristaps Porzingis has been underperforming.
Yeah. I mean, he has.
And he's similar to Anthony Davis, although not on the same tier. Kind of a glass cannon where he can show that he is really good. I think it's funny though because the Mavs, they were kind of talking about Porzingis like he was the next Dirk Nowitzki, and they were hyping him up so much. All the promotion and like trailer videos were like suggesting that, and it kind of flopped really hard.
Yeah, I guess they just gave up on him, isn't it? Like they just wanted to get rid of his huge contract, that the amount of money that they're paying to him. Like I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, and
I mean he's a good defensive player as well.
He didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
He didn't really deserve that max contract.
Yeah.
People like these owners are now just giving these guys these like fat contracts.
Yeah.
To kind of, because they look at the potential and they're like, oh, they could be this great.
Yeah.
But we need to retain them because they are always going to lose to big markets like the Lakers or like Miami, for example. Because it's a nice destination. Like imagine living in like the palm trees.
Yeah.
Beautiful saturation colors, girls in bikinis, you know. And then you got to deal with stuff like New Orleans and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I feel sad for these like small market teams, but they do have to retain these guys in some kind of way.
I mean, like even like I think with like players now, especially with Ben Simmons, he signed a max contract and now he's out of it. That's not a very good like example for teams, is it?
He was willing to pay those fines as well.
Yeah. That's a lot of money he's losing.
That's a lot of money, but then then you're talking like, oh no, relative to what he makes, it's not that much. But at the end of the day, six figures is still six figures.
6 figures, yeah.
And,
like, and he's not playing he's not playing at all whatsoever. He's not contributing
he's
to the
lost
team
millions.
at all.
Yeah.
So,
but again, he is like really young. He can make that money back.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So let's talk about the Sixers. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's not do the rating thing anymore.
Sure,
Let's just
man.
talk about the Sixers versus Sixers and
But
the
I do
Nets
want to
trade.
ask you at the end of this
Yeah.
though, like who you think won
Okay, yeah.
between these trades.
Yeah, sure.
So what do we have, man?
So the 76ers got James Harden and Paul Millsap. And the Nets got Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2022 first round pick, 2027 first round pick.
Right.
So 2 first round picks there.
Right.
Damn, like I feel like both teams won this trade for me. James Harden, top 10 player in the league right now.
Yeah.
I know he's like slowing down a little bit with he's not at the same player that he used to be.
Right.
Back when he was in the Rockets. But he's still a very solid player, and there's a very, very equal exchange happening here.
Yeah.
I don't think either team lost. I think they got what they needed to make a deep playoff run, and I think this is a good trade for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of like agree with you. I kind of look at it as like the Nets getting so much better though.
That's true.
Because if you look at one of the things they struggle with was their interior defense.
Yeah.
Because like no offense to Claxton, he's like a skinny little not skinny little, but he's more of a scrawny center.
Yeah.
He's still good in the pick and roll, but
Yeah.
Andre Drummond, you're getting this bigger dude with like girth to kind of secure you on the inside. And then you got Seth Curry, who's like a great playmaking guard, and he can shoot off the dribble and actually like spot
make
shoot.
it. Yeah, he actually how many he
Dude, he
showed
just,
out today.
Yeah,
like,
he just dropped 23
Yeah,
in his
that's
debut against the
quite a bit.
Kings.
Yeah.
He just lost after those trades. And then they still got they got Ben Simmons,
Yeah,
man, and
that's
I think
true.
people forget like he's not gonna explode on you offensively.
No.
Like his defensive numbers are like off the charts with Rudy Gobert. I think that Ben Simmons, you could make the case that he should have been not rookie of the year, defensive player of the year last year.
Like I look like Ben Simmons, like the fact that he has Kevin Durant and also Kyrie Irving, he doesn't need to have the ball.
Right.
He doesn't have much pressure that he had in 76ers. I think this is going to be a very, this Brooklyn team is, I think
so.
they'll definitely win.
I think
without
so.
a doubt.
But with that being said as well,
Yeah.
which is I completely agree with 100% what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is the most unstable team on the NBA, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You've got Kyrie Irving, who's pretty much almost missed half the season and is missing the next half of the season, only playing road games.
He's still unvaccinated, isn't he?
I'm still unvaccinated, and he's within his rights to not get vaccinated.
Sure.
But the New York or Brooklyn, they won't permit him to play in any home games because he's not vaccinated because of their protocols they have set up there.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant's currently injured. I think that if Kevin Durant wasn't injured and he was just still there, it sure would have been fine.
Yeah.
But
is your mic working? Is it blue?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I couldn't see the light from here. So.
Oh.
No, that's all right.
Nah, you're good, bro.
And.
But Ben Simmons, I know the whole psyche thing of him being unable to perform in particular moments, like the fourth quarter, because of stress. I'm not too sure what's going on with his psyche at the moment.
Yeah.
But we still don't know if he's gonna be good to play. If his mind's gonna be there. I have heard that he does do 5-on-5 runs.
Yeah.
But normal kind of scrimmages isn't the same as playing as these official NBA games. You're up against the top.
So he's gonna be a bit
top
rusty,
1% of the world.
isn't
Yeah, he may be a bit rusty. He may not, but
Yeah.
there's too much ambiguity with that.
I think look, even if he's not shooting threes, and he's similar to the player he was before, the Nets are gonna be a lot better than
I think so.
Before.
Because
one thing that with the Nets, as you said, is the defense, and so suddenly you're getting Ben Simmons,
right,
and then you have this big guy Andre Drummond in the paint. So this is, I think, very good for the Nets. And
this team is definitely built for the playoffs. They're the 8th seed right now. I think they kind of just gave up on hanging to the 1 seed. They were just let's just get to the playoffs and kick whoever's butt.
Yeah. And on the other side, 76ers. I don't know. I feel like James Harden, he hasn't had
tricky,
the best track record with superstar teammates, hasn't he? And he's all of a sudden next to Joel Embiid, who was this big personality.
Yeah.
Because if you look like the previous James Harden's like teammates, Dwight Howard with the Rockets.
Yeah.
Chris Paul.
Oh yeah, right.
And then Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
And then Durant and Kyrie.
Yeah.
None of them worked.
Yeah.
Right. So now he's like on the team with Embiid, who is like more than willing to call out teammates if they play shit in the playoffs.
True.
So how do you think this is gonna go?
I think it will be good. And I say this because if you look at who the general manager of the 76ers is,
right?
Daryl Morey.
Daryl Morey, yeah.
Yep, Daryl Morey, right? The same general manager for the Rockets during the Houston run with James Harden.
Sure.
Yeah, with that being said, like the other teams that the other players that he was playing with, it's not a good kind of story for his legacy to see that he's unable to win with these great players. Yeah. But Joel Embiid is like, if not the MVP right now, got to be one of the candidates for that.
For sure.
They, losing Seth Curry, they've got a lot of playmaking back.
Sure.
I think that James Harden is just gonna be a little bit more interested in these games because I think the situation on the Nets was a little unfair on him.
Yeah.
Because you got a part-time player and then you've also got a Kevin Durant, although great, is always getting injured.
Yeah. That's true.
And then now he's kind of been asked to carry that Nets team, right? With like all these pieces that are like third stringers,
Sure. Yeah.
And I think that I looked at the statistics, like Kyrie Irving and James Harden, Kevin Durant, they've only played 13 games with each other throughout the 2 years. So it's not necessarily James Harden's fault. I understand why he wanted out because to win a championship, you do kind of want to take the regular season onto the playoffs. Like if you've got momentum going and you kind of know the changes and like what type of coverages you're going to get and what type of like teammates you're going to have on the floor in like the fourth quarter, for example, that's very important.
Yeah.
So I think, they definitely did both win the trade. I think the 76ers, I think they did get better.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think like the fact that they didn't give up Tyrese Maxey or Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah.
It's a a plus.
Thybulle,
because
they're going to need that defense.
Definitely,
Thybulle especially.
Thybulle's one of the best. He's the best defender in the league right now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because...
Are you saying he's defensive player of the year?
I think so.
You could make the case. Sure.
His chase down blocks is like pretty interesting to watch, isn't it? I think
I still think Draymond Green.
You think so?
But he's been a bit injured lately, so sorry, continue. Yeah.
And Maxey's he's pretty much taken up Ben Simmons.
The playmaking ability.
Yeah. So I think this is good. They lost a bit of depth there. Seth Curry would have been nice to have in the playoffs, but James Harden, like getting him top 10 player in the league is worth the risk.
It's kind of sad as well. Like I know like Andre Drummond doesn't scream out to anyone as like one of these prolific all-time great players or anything.
Sure. Yeah.
But given Joel Embiid's track record, which is usually always pretty much gets injured.
Yeah.
Who's their center going to be? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's
So that's going to be a big hole. And then you can ask James Harden just to carry the load till like Joel Embiid comes back.
Yeah.
But that's going to be like pretty much the same situation as like the Nets, right?
James Harden hasn't really shown out in playoffs.
Not really.
Past.
Not really.
I'm not too sure. Like now I'm just like contradicting myself, but maybe this might not be.
Yeah. But if you look at the reason why, it's because like back then their coaching and the playing style, it was a little one-dimensional where everything went through Harden. So if they cut that off, like
that's true.
Pretty much everything's messed up.
That's true.
And you can double Harden, leave a guy open, and I think that's why Rockets did the whole. Everyone on the team has to shoot threes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Except for Clint Capella, who was the pick and roll partner at the center. But who's a good playmaker? They're probably gonna get like Maxey. He's gonna be fine for that.
I think.
And they still got the guy that looks like J. Cole.
Tobias
Harris. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I mean, I would have him on my team. He would be on my team.
He was great during the Clippers, and then he kind of sudden like
dipped a little bit.
Yeah, did quite a bit, didn't he?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
but you know, when you play with all these crazy superstars like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, like the number of touches you will be getting will drop as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Harden, yeah. I mean, do you think? I feel like, you know, Embiid, he's not the type of center that will, like, you know, like stay near the post and like dunk it on people. No. When James Harden make a play, he likes to shoot threes, and he likes to actually like dribble into the paint from time to time.
Right.
I wonder if that's gonna work with James Harden, because I feel like if it can work, I think this will be great.
Yeah.
Because James Harden is, like, you know, one of the best playmakers as well.
Yeah.
So, but if I feel like the personality thing is like an issue here.
One really thing I'm a little bit worried on, and this is just me being a little, how would you say, a little pessimistic about it, but with James Harden, and then you've got the best center, although Joel Embiid is very talented and can do like pick and rolls, right?
Yeah.
I think that if you're asking Joel Embiid to do a lot more pick and rolls, which I think is what they're going to be running, that's basically him like running to the basket every time to catch a lob or like a pass from James Harden, right?
Sure.
You're asking Joel Embiid to like do more, move more, and I'm just worried that if you ask him to do more, move more, he's just going to get injured more.
Yeah, right.
Because he hasn't, again, similar to the other guys we've talked about, is a bit of a glass cannon.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, because this guy's probably one of the toughest centers.
Yeah,
he's probably the toughest center at the moment.
I think so, yeah.
Besides maybe Steven Adams, but he's on his own kind of tier.
Yeah. There's like Embiid's numbers is really, like, looking at it, like, man, like he's really bowling like this season. I think he's definitely gonna be one of the, and like he has to be the MVP this year.
If their seeding goes higher, sure. Because right now, if we look at the Eastern Conference, we've got my Miami Heat, first seed, Bulls as the second seed. DeMar DeRozan is bowling out, and then they got the Cavs at 3, which is so nice to see.
Yeah, what even is going on there?
I know.
This is Garland is, you know. I'm not sure how Sexton is doing, but I think
they're gonna trade him.
Garland's like all of a sudden become this, like, you know, franchise player all of a sudden, which is like crazy to see.
Yeah. He was like performing really well, like in like college especially.
That's true.
I think 76ers might be able to edge the Cavs off for the third seed.
Yeah.
And they may be able to like catch up to the Bulls or the Heat. And if they're, I think, in the top 3 seed of the East, then Joel Embiid may actually be the MVP.
MVP, yeah.
And because we had talked about the Cavs, you know who the Cavs got?
Who?
They got Karis LeVert.
Oh yeah,
so
right.
that's another good playmaker for them.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I just feel like Cavaliers are kind of lined up to be a very interesting team within the next 6 years or so, given they don't trade any of those key pieces.
Yeah.
I love how Jared Allen, although is like the poster for every guy's dunk, he's really good defensively, and he's a willing defender, so he always tries to go for the block, although he gets posterized a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like, he gets those blocks sometimes, right?
Yeah. You win some, you lose some.
You lose some, yeah.
But with the Cavs record, they're currently 35-22, which is really good considering as how they haven't even made any playoff runs since LeBron left in 2018.
Yeah. It's quite recent for a team to like bounce back.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So it's quite good. Yeah. So who's number 1? It's your Miami Heat.
It's Miami Heat. Look, let me talk about the Miami Heat for a sec, okay? Like, we acquired Kyle Lowry, although we did have to trade Goran Dragic. Also, Goran Dragic, that Miami Heat life guy, is apparently going to be sought out after by the Lakers because he does have like playmaking ability.
Sure.
And he can run plays. He's like a proper floor general, as you would say.
Right.
But we got Kyle Lowry, who's just a better 3-point percent shooter, and he's a better defender.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler, I think, again, is, you know, because these guys aren't like flashy crossover dunkers or anything. He gets overlooked a bit. I think he's one of the more underrated players again.
Yeah. Bam
Adebayo is performing well. Duncan Robinson's shooting percentage isn't the best, but I think because everyone's just like stressing to like get to him before he gets his shot off.
That's true.
He's like religiously been above 40% for his last 2 seasons, I think.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero's balling out.
Yeah, he's been doing really well.
I think he should have been an all-star, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I think
too early.
I think he will also get 6th man
Yeah,
of
right.
the year.
Okay. Yeah,
But
okay.
if you look at when Jimmy Butler was injured and Bam was injured,
Yeah.
Tyler Hero was literally carrying them.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Well, he led the charge because there were still guys like Vincent that was dropping like 28 in one of the games.
Yeah.
So I'm just so happy with the Heat. If you look at our bench as well, like we picked up guys from like the G League. They're all like
grinders.
grit, grind.
Yeah.
Miami Heat culture. I love that team. We're so deep.
Yeah.
No homo. Who do you have as your favorite team again? The Bucks, is it?
The Bucks. I haven't been following them though.
Yeah. I think they're again one of those guys where it's like, you know,
Yeah.
they'll just wait for the playoffs to come.
Yeah. They picked up Grayson Allen like early in the year, didn't they? That was some, like,
no, he's actually good, man.
He's a pretty dirty player.
He is. That's the perception of it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like those quick like thumbnails on YouTube you see.
Yeah.
But this guy's actually like quite promising.
Yeah, like defense wise. I don't know if I feel like that. The Nets is Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
I think they could trade him for someone.
Like, what's he
better.
doing there?
This is his
so
brother.
we can keep Giannis, please. Did you see what they did with like the All-Star, like I think the Taco Bell like skills challenge?
No, I didn't. What?
So I think it was like the rookies, and then it was like up against rookies. Oh, well, there was like 3 teams, right? And one of the teams was the Antetokounmpo brothers.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna be performing in the skills challenge,
Right.
And I was just like, what the hell? What does this league come to where it's like 2 captains choosing the teams now?
Yeah.
For the All-Star game,
the
which
All-Stars,
I like.
Yeah.
Which
Who was
pretty
it this
fun.
time? It's Durant and
Durant and
LeBron.
LeBron.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And did you see? I'll show you the video later if you haven't. But there's
Okay,
like the reaction of Kevin Durant of James Harden being moved to the 76ers like right before
really?
they drafted, right?
I didn't see. No, I haven't seen
He
it.
was pretty much like, yeah, we all got what we wanted. It's all good.
Yeah.
And James Harden was left on the board, and he was just like, I didn't want to like choose James Harden.
Oh.
And he was trying his best not to laugh because
Yeah.
Charles Barkley, one of the best broadcasting like TV hosts, was joking about it.
Dude, Shaq and Barkley, they're always going at
Shaq,
it.
Barkley, Kenny Jet Smith, and then
Yeah.
of course you got Ernie. I think like Shaq was just like, oh wait, no, it was LeBron. LeBron was just like, okay, I'll get James Harden. It's like, wait, is James Harden even playing? I thought he was like injured.
Yeah.
And Charles Barkley was like, oh, he's like traded. He's not injured anymore. Like, he'll be fine to go.
Fair enough.
And then like Katie was like trying not to laugh. And
Yeah.
LeBron was just laughing. It was man, I love inside the NBA. Like those 2 guys,
Yeah.
Charles Barkley and even Shaq. So
yeah.
good, man. Such great chemistry.
That's true.
Just like the Aftermath podcast.
It's a good balance.
Yeah.
It's if the Aftermath podcast, if we have 4 people, it's been a few episodes since we haven't, right?
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
been 4 or 5 episodes since we
just
haven't
because
had
of
all
like
4.
scheduling. It's been tricky lately.
That's true. Anyways, what about the Western Conference? Dude, the Suns has been doing really well.
The Suns,
There's been like silently.
I think they're just mad from like making it all the way to the finals last year and all.
Yeah, like even like look, like there was a period where Booker was out during injury, and they were still bowling, they were still winning.
You know, CP3 so crazy, man. They picked up Bismack Biyombo.
Oh yeah,
he's a double machine now because he's running with Chris Paul.
Yeah,
they have JaVale McGee at the center as well.
That's true.
DeAndre Ayton. So they're ready. Like if they got to face Giannis or Joel Embiid, they have centers ready to.
Because last year I think it was the lack of size.
Correct. Yeah.
One of the reasons they lost.
Yep.
I would say, and the fact that Biyombo was wasn't he?
He was in the Hornets before.
Wasn't he in Toronto or wasn't he?
Yeah, correct. He was in Toronto. Yeah, he had that really good playoff run in 2016.
Yeah.
And then Hornets was just like, look, we're going to give him so much money. And then he was kind of not that good in the Hornets.
But he's been doing well like recently. And Mikal Bridges, this is one of the best wings in the league right now.
I don't know how he didn't become like an all-star.
Yeah.
I think maybe because of their record.
Yeah.
LaMelo did substitute in for one of the injured players.
Yeah. But it's good. DeAndre Ayton, even though they didn't pick Luka, I think DeAndre Ayton's doing pretty well. Like he's a good pickup.
Oh, it's what they needed, you know.
Yeah.
Chris Paul at age 37, I think.
Is it 37? He's that old.
I gotta Fact check.
Fact check 36. That's
36, sorry. 36 years old, though,
yeah,
you know?
36.
And he's a point guard, so he's been, like, running the floor for the longest time now.
Yeah, right.
He turns these centers into double-double machines, and he finds all the guys open. Like, he's such a great floor general.
That's true.
Worthy of the nickname point guard, for sure.
He's been averaging 15 points per game, so... At that age,
you know, you can honestly even debate if he's the MVP this year.
Yeah, right.
You have the best record in the league, best Western Conference.
That's true.
You've been like pretty healthy as well.
Yeah.
You're turning like these subpar or like decent players into like very sought after players now.
Yeah.
And he just like brings this like type of leadership, which there is no metric to judge off.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can always track like numbers and all that analytics, but the leadership he brings, the accountability he brings to his players especially.
Yeah.
And the Phoenix Suns it's kind of nice to watch because like, you know,
good,
Devin Booker's really cool. He's
That's
got
true.
nice cars, got the nice Kendall Jenner, you know, break that Kardashian curse, maybe win the chip this year.
Yeah, they got like Alfred Payton as point guard. He's been in New York for quite a while and.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We forgot about him, and then Landry Shamet is a good 3-point shooter. Dario Saric as well. So, and this is the old Philly team, isn't it? Shamet and Saric.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's good. It's a good team. I think they're gonna do well.
Yeah.
Warriors second, Grizzlies third. The Jazz doing quite well fourth. The
Fourth.
Mavs.
They were higher. They're actually the first or second seed before.
Who?
The Jazz.
Yeah, right.
But I think it's with the injuries, the ACL to Joe Ingles, which they recently traded. They recently traded, sorry.
Yeah.
And then Donovan Mitchell has just come back from injury as well.
Yeah, right.
I think Jazz are a well-oiled machine as well.
Yeah.
Like they should be fine in the playoffs.
That's true. Yeah, I feel like they're one of those teams that always do well in the playoffs, but doesn't really get
just short. Like they should have beaten the Clippers that last season. I don't know why they didn't. They really should have.
Yeah. Cool. So is that it?
Yeah, seems
But what
so.
were you gonna ask me about the Philly trade?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you like, who do you actually think like won?
For me, I feel like Brooklyn did win.
Brooklyn won
in terms of depth. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like at the end, like Harden's getting old, right? How old is that? 33 years old or something. So if they're like trying to win now, this like they win.
Yeah, it just seems like Harden's conditioning.
Yeah.
With the amount that he runs the floor.
Yeah.
As the kind of floor general as a point guard, right?
Yeah.
It just seems like a little unfair, and he's kind of
he does have a belly, doesn't he?
A little bit. He's just not a willing defender as well.
Yeah. It's a defensive liability as well.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, you got Joel Embiid, so it's fine, but yeah. Interesting.
But the game's played from the perimeter now, you know, and he's always there, and it's like everyone switch on James Harden just so we can like not abuse, but like take advantage of him.
That's true. Who do you think will win?
Look, I've got to say my Miami Heat, man.
Miami Heat.
I just feel like from head to toe, top to bottom,
we've
just got like the best team with the best like kind of depth.
Sure.
By the best coach at the moment.
Yeah.
In Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler's leading the way, and he kind of sets the tone for everyone. And he's just like, they fuck around, but they get down to do the work.
Yeah, that's true.
Acquiring PJ Tucker as well was so good.
That's true.
But also honorable mentions. I've definitely got to put the Phoenix Suns up there.
I
think the Utah Jazz as well is going to be pretty good.
I think the Golden State
Warriors.
Dude,
we didn't talk about enough about them today, but
yeah,
definitely up there, especially with Clay coming back.
For sure.
It's crazy. Wiseman's not even back yet.
Yeah. They got these like role players that are doing really well, and they're like, if you look at the defense, man.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the defense is really, really good. Like, it's one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
For sure. And there's a really good video you can go watch on Thinking Basketball on YouTube. Yeah. About the Draymond's defense, and it talks about defense.
I've seen that.
Yeah, have you? Yeah, about trust and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think that
they really miss him because he was their floor general as well. Although Steph Curry is the point guard.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is just like running around trying to get an open shot for a three, and what that does is it stresses the defense out. so much that
That's
they're keeping an eye on him, and it opens up for everyone else.
Yeah.
And Draymond knows where he and Clay likes to get those.
Yeah. And Wiggins he's a first-time
All-Star. Congratulations.
He's a starting.
Yeah. No longer a bust, is he?
Yeah.
No.
It's pretty good. It's surprising how situations can change a player, isn't it? Timberwolves. When he was in the Wolves,
right,
he was
right.
A wreck.
From even like Zach LaVine, for example, going to the Bulls.
That's true.
DeMar DeRozan from the Spurs to the Bulls, and Lonzo Ball from the New Orleans Pelicans to the Bulls. How well do you think the Bulls are gonna do?
I think they're gonna do well. I think it's a bit too early. I think if all of them can be like healthy, including Caruso. We talked about Grayson Allen before, but the reason why Caruso's injured is because of him.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Hurts to see, man.
Yeah, they got a good defense with Lonzo, and surprisingly, Zach LaVine's he's injured right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is at the moment, along with Lonzo as well. Yeah. But even Kobe White has stepped up, performing well, and they've got Williams as well as their wings. True. They still have Vucevic, who, although struggles a little bit on the defensive end, can stretch the floor if you need him to shoot threes. Yeah, still a good post player. Like, I think the Bulls, like, if they go, I think they're gonna at least make it to the second round of the playoffs.
I think so. Yeah. I think they could even be. I don't know why the Bucks are not doing as well, but I think if I had to choose a winner in the East, it would be the Bulls.
I want to see the Nets kind of win as well because I like the narrative around them.
Right, yeah.
But I just can't see it with Kyrie being a part-time player. And he's one of your leaders as well. Imagine your boss kind of like, all right, guys, work hard. Yeah, I'm going to dip for like a week and a half.
Yeah. So is he allowed to play the playoff games?
Only the away games.
Dude, which then you think bad, bro.
And then you think, right? They're the 8th seed, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to be playing more away games.
Yeah, right.
So doesn't this kind of work in their favor in a way as well? Because they get Kyrie on their away games. So 4 out of 7 games.
Yeah.
That's tricky. That's so tricky. This has been such a weird season, hasn't it?
The West all of a sudden seems a bit weaker than the East.
Yeah, and it's always been the other way around, hasn't it?
Yeah. I do want to see the Warriors in the finals, though. Yeah.
Nah, that would be nice.
Cool. So,
who do you think? Who do you think
is going to win?
It
all? I feel like Brooklyn's going to win.
Brooklyn, given everything goes as planned, like
I think so. Yeah.
They have the firepower, man. Like
they do.
Seth Curry, like.
Dude.
Ben Simmons, he's pretty much just gonna switch on everyone, like gonna be a pest.
Yeah. Just imagine that 76er team if Ben Simmons was there and Matisse Thybulle is the player that he is now. Dude, that defense would be such a because Ben Simmons
Thybulle is so good, man.
Yeah, dude. Like, such a good perimeter defender, Ben Simmons, and Matisse Thybulle was like a very good rim guy, like the protection guy. That sounds weird.
Pause.
Dude, that team could be something.
It could.
Like, if they
I kind of, although the league has been kind of weird at the moment, like Lakers, like AD and LeBron underperforming. Not through their fault, mainly because of, like, management.
That's true.
And their free agency, but it's just like wide open right now. Like anyone can kind of win.
Anyone can win. It's weird how Paul George and Kawhi Leonard hasn't been talked about at all. I haven't heard anything.
Just been injured. That's why. Like Just it's crazy because Kawhi Leonard, like, his numbers are great and he is really, really good.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
It's just like he can't stay healthy again. One of those things where he's just like a glass cannon.
That's true. Ever since the Spurs days, I guess.
Seems.
I mean, the end of the Spurs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and also follow us on Facebook at the Aftermath Podcast 1-2.
Yep.
And check out our
as well
episodes.
as Instagram, and we're on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out to Osama. He's pretty much been handling like the videos and posts for that. We really appreciate that.
Yeah. So the next episode though, will come back as 04. So don't know what we'll talk about, but
it'll be a good one.
Huh?
It's gonna be a good episode.
It'll be my last one in Perth. Yeah. Because I'm moving. So yeah, it'll be good. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you for
All right,
listening.
we'll catch you on the next one.
Catch you.
Yeah.